Hey there YouTube, this is the Lon Chaney Reviewer, and I hope you watched my Lonesome review. If you haven't, please check that out on my channel. I'm starting a couple of new playlists. One of the playlists is my collection, which is basically my updates on my silent movie collection, my Lon Chaney stuff, my Criterion stuff, which I'll post new Criterion stuff in the future. Also, I made a Criterion playlist, and that playlist is going to contain reviews such as this, my Thief of Baghdad review, which I'm not too proud of my Thief of Baghdad review, so whatever. My Lonesome review, and any other future Criterion reviews that I'm gonna do. So, let's get on with the review of Ishiro Honda's Godzilla. Alright, so let's travel back in time, say, a few years ago. Now, this is the classic media release of Godzilla, the original Japanese masterpiece, or known as Gojira. I picked up this DVD probably 6 years ago. This is, at the time, when I was younger, this was like one of my favorite releases because it was so unique in that it was a film that had both the English and the Japanese version of a certain film, and this was actually the first foreign language film I ever watched, interestingly enough, and it launched my interest in foreign language films. Now, I enjoy the creature Godzilla. I mean, I have a couple Godzilla figures. This is actually my first Godzilla figure. Sorry, whoops. And I have a couple others in my room, but yeah. I want to get batteries for that, but I doubt this thing still works. So, anyway, I liked Godzilla as a kid. I liked the 1998 film when I was a kid, but now it's a film I look at and I just laugh at every time I watch it. It's a guilty pleasure almost, but I will acknowledge it is one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life. And it's one of the few films where you can acknowledge that it's bad simply because of the misplaced title. Now let's take a look at the back of this DVD. This talks about, well, this is the 2-disc edition with the Japanese version and the English release version, Godzilla King of the Monsters. And it has a making of featurette of the suit. It has commentary tracks by Steve Rifle and Whiskey. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that name. I butchered a name on my Silent Collection video. They vampires. I would say less vampires. I would say lay vampires or something. So it's lay vampires, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you, my YT movies, for that. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, the supplements on this were okay. Now let me just take a look at this. Open it up. My discs on this are really damaged, by the way. I'm surprised they even still work. So those are the 2 discs. And I'm not going to go into too much detail with this booklet, just flip through a couple pages. It just talks about the history of this film. And obviously, this film has had a cultural impact. I mean, all of us know who Godzilla is. And that's why I'm so glad it's in the Criterion collection. Because Godzilla, like Charlie Chaplin or other, iconic figures, are just part of our mainstream culture. And it's very important that we have a film like this in the Criterion collection because, you could finally dispel the rumor that the original Godzilla is just a monster film. So let us get into this Blu-ray pack. Alright, so this is the cover. I forgot the name of the guy who did the cover, but this is a beautiful cover. I don't care what anybody says. And the reason why I like this cover is because it demonstrates the fact that Godzilla is an engine of destruction, but he's also a force of nature. Just like a hurricane, just like a tsunami. And that's what I like about this film. There will be future monster films that really do treat, things like a natural disaster. In King Kong, it feels like there's a monster running around loose. And King Kong's my 4th favorite film of all time. But Godzilla is a very unique film because it doesn't feel like Godzilla's a giant monster. It really does feel like he is a weather condition. In fact, in one of the earliest scenes in the film, it almost seems like a tsunami, but there's massive, massive destruction, and you do see a foot and a helicopter destroyed. So, this cover like I said, covers the primal nature of Godzilla, and it just proves the fact that our idea of Godzilla is an amalgamation or amalgamate of different ideas and concepts. So let me look at the back. Alright, so technical specifications, bonus features. Bonus features are very, very impressive. This is also spine number 594, if I'm not mistaken. It's right in front of me, so it shouldn't be. Yep, this is nice. I like this slipcover. Now, there's a high definition restoration of both versions of the film, the 1954 and the 1956 films, with commentary tracks by David Callett, who also wrote a good book on Godzilla, which I have yet to finish. But so far, from what I've read, it's a very good book. And his commentaries are the best bonus features on this package, and they're very insightful, very informative, very entertaining. His voice isn't dull like other commentators. Let's see, what else do we have? We have interviews with Akira Takarada, Haru Nakajima, technicians Yoshihiro Ezio Kaima, Akira Fukube, who wrote the music, bonus features on the photographic effects, and let's see. Oh, Tadao Saito, Japanese film critic, who talks about the relevance of this film, and he also disses the 1998 film, and he complains that the creature is too fast. But Godzilla is like, Japanese ghost stories, where in a Japanese ghost story, once you have a curse or somebody is trying to get you, you're doomed. And that's what I really like about Godzilla. It's like, it doesn't care if it's taking its time. It's gonna get you. Alright, essay, Unluckiest Dragon, which is the disaster that inspired the film, actually. One of the main inspirations. And trailers and New English subtitle translation. So now we're going to get into the book. Alright, so we find that we have, this is the inside of the slipcase. This looks like Godzilla getting this, no spoilers, just saying. Or I'll try not to. Either coming out of the water or getting hurt or something. I don't know. There's a booklet. I'll put that there for a second. And let me just, that's the disc. And then, whoops, sorry. Then, whoop-pow. Better 3D than Toy Story 3. Oh yeah. Wow, that actually looks really cool in black and white, but the colors are amazing. I just shoot in black and white because I love black and white, and I think it looks really good. But the colors on this, man, the oranges and the reds and the yellows, and just this pop-out, it's just so nice. And also, the Godzilla's face, if you notice, really does look like the Final Wars Godzilla, but at the same time, you have to think about it this way. When we think of Godzilla, there's a lot of different things that are being put into consideration. Or when we think of King Kong, in the making of King Kong, there are several different King Kongs that look totally different from one another. So, that shouldn't be a problem, folks. That's that. Now let me just get to this beauty right here. This is the booklet. I'm just going to go backwards a little bit. That's really nice. Casting credits. Stuff. Poetry after the A-bomb. Sorry. That's written by Jay Hoberman, and it's a very good essay. Alright, so my overall thoughts on the film. This is one of my favorite films of all time. One of my favorite Criterion releases of all time. One of the best releases of 2012. And I highly recommend this for anyone who enjoys cinema, Criterion, Godzilla, whatever. This should be a mandatory in your collection. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, favorite, whatever you want to do with your time. And I'm trying to think what I want to review next week. Well, it'll be a surprise. I'll surprise you. So, thank you for watching, and enjoy the rest of your evening or morning, whatever time you're watching this. Peace.